Hi, welcome to Coffee and Astronomy. I'm Jim Craig, and today I want to talk about where to go to see things. We've got an event coming up, and every time some big event comes up, especially if it's being hyped in the news, the question that comes in a lot on the club website and on social media groups that I hear is, where can I go to see this? And a lot of these events, it's going to depend on where you live, what your skies are like, and what it is you want to see. For example, the big event that's coming up tomorrow evening, as I'm recording this, is the Grand Conjunction. And the answer is, if you can see the sky in the southwestern sky anywhere, you can do it from a parking lot as long as you don't have a street light right there in your face. As long as you can see them coming up, then or out in the sky, then you can watch it from anywhere. Maybe from your backyard, maybe from a nearby park or something like that. So for planets, anything that happens with the moon, lunar eclipse, that sort of thing, you don't even have to get away from the city because these things are so very bright. John Dobson, the sidewalk astronomer, the person who brought us the Dobsonian telescope mount and did outreach, he did planetary astronomy, showing people the planets, both naked eye and through telescopes, in San Francisco, which has very, very light polluted skies. So planets, solar eclipses, lunar eclipses, as long as you are someplace where they're visible in the sky, you don't have to go anywhere to see them. You can do that from within a couple miles of your house, maybe even your own backyard. Now, for events like meteor showers, trying to see a comet, that sort of thing, there you have to get away from city lights. One of the problems that we have is people seem to have this idea that the more light they have out at night, the safer they're going to be. And there's actually nothing that proves that. In fact, most outdoor lighting is used improperly. A lot of it shines out to the side, causes glare, gets in people's eyes. A lot of it is directed up to the sky. And in the planetarium, when I would talk to people about their outdoor lighting, I would say that no house was ever made safer by lighting up the underside of a plane as it flew over. It's not a question of how much light, it's how you use it. I'm going to put a link down below to the International Dark Sky Association, because it will tell you, what the problem is, how to help with the problem, and how to talk to the people in your local governments, because that's who controls lighting ordinances. Your city, your county, your state, your district, your province, wherever it is you live, your local government regulates how lighting is used outdoors. And again, a lot of it is being improperly used. Now, as far as a place to go out in the country or away from the city lights, I can't tell you a place because, again, it's going to depend on where you live. It's also going to depend on what kind of permissions you have. For example, the astronomy club I belong to has its own observatory, but not everybody can use it because it is a club facility. It is not a public facility. For meteor showers, my wife and I, we get in the car and we drive to a friend's farm. And we can go there. But if you were to show up, the person who owns the farm might not be particularly happy with you. We give her a call before we head down there. And she's always happy to see us. Someone else, maybe not so much. Make sure that where you go, you've got permission to go. You go stomping around somebody else's property at night, they may get a little upset with you. Sometimes it's a little surprising where you can find dark sky sites. But if you want to get an idea of what kind of lighting will be in the position or in the location you go to, again, I'm going to put another link down below that is going to be for an interactive map where it tells you what kind of sky you can expect to go into. Now, astronomers use what is called the Bortle Scale, B-O-R-T-L-E, the Bortle Scale, for how dark a sky is. It goes from Bortle 0, which would be perfect skies, out in space would be Bortle 0, to Bortle 9, which is in the middle of a big city, New York, Chicago, Paris, London, Sydney, one of the larger cities. By the way, even in Bortle 9 skies, you can see the moon and the planets. So keep that in mind. But on this map, you can click on the location you're going to. It will tell you what the Bortle rating is. It will show you graphically, if you look in a city, the city's going to be a bright white spot in the middle, and then it's going to fade out to red and to yellow, and finally to green and blues. And again, I'll put a link down below. I know sometimes it's difficult to get out to find a site. If you have a family member, a friend who lives out on a farm, call them, talk to them. You might wind up encouraging them to go out and do some astronomy. It's always nice to have somebody you can share this with. Be aware that most public parks, national parks, and that sort of thing close after sunset. So there you might run into some problems. There are some parks that allow overnight camping. Any place that offers overnight camping that has an open sky, make a reservation. Plan ahead. I did something recently where I did not plan ahead. I thought I had my spot picked out. It was for a rocket launch. And I live fairly far north of the Cape, but every once in a while when a rocket launches, we can see, like when the booster separates, we can see that big plume and that sort of thing. And a couple people I know who live about 10 miles south of me, they were able to see it. The place I wanted to go, I drove to it, and it was blocked off for the night. And by the time I found a place to park my car, I'd missed the event. And I'll probably get an opportunity to see something like that again. But plan ahead and have a backup plan just in case that first plan fails. I know a lot of people who wanted to see the 2017 eclipse. They thought, I'll take off. The eclipse is about where we were, about 2 in the afternoon. I'll take off maybe about 1 o'clock. I'll drive for a while. And a lot of people found themselves stuck in traffic. They didn't plan ahead. We went down the night before, stayed with some friends who lived on the path of totality. I think we drove about 10 miles from their house to be on the dead center of the path of totality, and we had a great experience because I planned ahead. And you plan ahead too. If you like seeing these videos, remember, you can always become a subscriber on my Patreon page. Just look for Planet of Mystery on Patreon. That's patreon.com/planet_of_mystery. And I hope that you'll give us a little bit of support there. We have exclusive content just for the patrons. We have drawings from time to time. I have prize drawings. I am working on a guide to the night sky for people who maybe have a little familiarity but want to get more familiar, and how to get into astronomy. And that will be available as a bonus just for my patrons. Anybody else who wants it is going to have to pay for it as an ebook. And if they wanted it printed, that's going to cost a lot more. Now, I will not make it available printed unless you are at the $25 giving level or higher, because it's just expensive to print something like that. So head on over to Patreon, click that subscribe link. You can click the subscribe link below here too. Having subscribers on the Planet of Mystery YouTube channel helps me know that you want me to help or keep bringing these to you. And if you have anything that you want to ask a question, please put it in the comments below, and I will do my very best to answer the question. If I don't have an answer, I will do my best to help you find an answer. So until next week, this is Jim Craig with Coffee and Astronomy, and hoping you'll get out and enjoy the sky. And if you've got a telescope coming for the holidays, after the holidays, we'll talk about how to set your telescope up. So until then, we'll see you.